Hey, welcome back, music lovers of all types. This is Sola Melodica. I am Tim Kaiser, and on this channel we reflect and react to music lyrically, looking for a glimmer of God and redemptive qualities in the gift that is music. We've been on a string of Iron Maiden videos. This is the third one we've been doing, working our way backwards in their discography, and this is a song off of the very first album that Bruce Dickinson was on, and it's a very popular song, and it's filled with scriptural, spiritual imagery, so it should be a fun song to react to lyrically. If this is your first time coming by, thank you so much for stopping by. If you are a frequent flyer, thanks for coming back. If you are a subscriber, blessings to you. Thank you for your kindness. Let's get into Hallowed Be Thy Name by Iron Maiden.
I'm waiting in my cold cell when the bell begins to chime.
So that dude right there, that long, because I've seen so many people react to this particular song for various reasons. This guy is like mega famous because he gets such a long pan, and it's like 1982 or 3. You're probably thinking, oh God, yeah, I'm the famous dude from the Iron Maiden video from back in the 80s.
Reflecting on my past life, and it doesn't have much time, 'cause at 5 o'clock they take me to the gallows pole. The sands of time for me.
So we know he's getting ready to hit a big note, so let's just go into some of the lyrics real quick. I'm waiting in my cold cell when the bell begins to chime, reflecting on my past life, and it doesn't have much time. Because at 5 o'clock they take me to the gallows pole. The sands of time for me are running low. So here is a guy that's in his cell, ostensibly is on trial, convicted of a capital crime because he's getting ready to get whacked by getting hanged. So at 5 o'clock, we take you to the gallows pole. The sands of time for me are running low. That's a really good line. I think a lot of people miss the fantastic songwriting in this because, like, oh my God, I'm almost out of time. But the sands of time kind of slows it down and gives it just greater imagery. Let's back up a second because we want to catch the momentum that Bruce Dickinson has. And I'm going to see if I can do my best to count this note because it's long.
The sands of time for me are running low.
11, and then he catches his breath and keeps going. So I know when the Iron Maiden, because Paul Di'Anno was a fabulous lead man for them in their first 2 albums. But I imagine when they're doing concerts like this and he hits that note and you're probably thinking, yeah, we made a pretty good decision on replacing a really tough person to replace.
When the praise of the rain made the last night, take a look to the bars of the last night of a world that has gone very wrong for me. Can it be that there's some sort of error? Understand the surmounting terror? Is it really the end of some crazy dream? Somebody please come in and dreaming. It's not easy to stop from screaming. I'm going to see me when I try to speak.
So I wonder whether they were thinking when they were doing this video, because the vocals are going kind of going crazy, just really, ostentatious in a fantastic way. but the looks on the guitar players' faces, they're just so mild, and they're doing these, fancy riffs, but they seem so calm about it. It's kind of the comparison, the juxtaposition of the guitarist and the vocalist seems kind of borderline humorous. Okay, so let's actually look at some of the lyrics then. So, when the priest comes to read me the last rites, I take a look through the bars at the last sights of a world that has gone very wrong for me. So, maybe he's guilty, maybe he's not guilty. I don't know. The bottom line is, he is getting ready to be hanged, though. So the priest gave him the last rites, he looked through the bars, and then he's like, this has just not been a good world for me. Can it be that there's some sort of error? Maybe he wasn't guilty. Hard to stop the surmounting terror. Is it really the end, or not some crazy dream? The finality of death, and I just can't imagine being on that end of it, being like in on death row or something, and that you're going to die. Somebody please tell me that I'm dreaming. It's not easy to stop from screaming, but words escape me when I try to speak. Kind of like when you're in a dream and something bad's happening, you're trying to make noise and you're unable to do so. Tears fall, but why am I crying? After all, I'm not afraid of dying. Don't I believe that there never is an end? I think I might have that. This doesn't sound morbid, I know, I'm sorry. But if I were to maybe have that in my little bulletin at my funeral. Tears fall, but why am I crying? After all, I'm not afraid of dying. Don't I believe that there never is an end? And there never is an end. I believe that we can continue going on. And hopefully it's going on to a good place. So this is album 3, studio album 3 from Iron Maiden. They did Iron Maiden, Killers, The Number of the Beast, Peace of Mind, and I believe Power Slave was 5. 80, 81, 82, 83, 84. If you can please help me here and tell me who you think put out 5 albums in a row, any band that competed against those 5 in quality. That, to me, that was every year they put those albums out and they toured. I was fortunate enough to see them on the Number of the Beast tour opening for Judas Priest, and then I saw them on the next tour on Peace of Mind when they were headlining. But that's some pretty high quality stuff. I'd like to know what you think about that. Some really good words there, so let's catch up, right? So as the guards march me out to the courtyard, somebody cries from a cell, "God be with you." And he asks, if there's a God, why has he let me go? Common question. It really is a common question. But in this instance, if the guy was guilty of murder, or whatever capital crime he committed that required hanging, at least in that society. As I walk, my life drifts before me, and though the end is near, I'm not sorry. Catch my soul It's willing to fly away. Mark my words, believe my soul lives on. Don't worry now that I have gone. I've gone beyond to seek the truth. When you know that your time is close at hand, maybe then you'll begin to understand life down here is just a strange illusion. And, you know, again, this is not like Steve Harris. I think he was one of the primary writer of the song. And like, this is Steve Harris. He's like telling a story. So let's not conflate the idea that this is Steve Harris speaking for Steve Harris. This is a character in a song that he made up, right? So, but this is common thoughts that people do this. That they're like, oh, it's, you know, God let me go, and that doesn't, you know, God keeps those that are His. And then you're like, catch my soul, I'm going to fly away. Life down here is just a strange illusion. Yeah, no, I don't believe that it is. But people think that way, and it's easy, you know, if you just can't grasp the idea that there's something greater than ourselves. And a lot of times it's because we don't do the necessary very difficult work in investigation. It's easy to like, oh, it's just, God can't exist. That just doesn't make any sense. But we just go from there, and we don't actually do any homework beyond that. So yeah, so soon we're going to be doing videos on that, because a lot of people comment and put those comments in the, you know, objections in the comments saying, oh, you're crazy, God doesn't exist, you're crazy, there's no heaven, you're crazy, there's no hell, and we'll address those. But for now, I'm just answering the questions. So sometimes life does seem like a strange illusion, though, because it can be challenging. So just small things that Bruce Dickinson does like that crowd interaction, kind of like he does the, you know, scream for me Santiago, or scream for me Chicago. You know, he does the running free back and forth. He's just really fantastic. He's just so right on when it comes to keeping the crowd engaged. So over half of the people who listen to these videos are from different countries outside the States. Thank you very much. So I'm interested in seeing in the comment section, where is the last place you saw Iron Maiden live? For me, it was Chicago. I saw them on the Book of Souls tour in Chicago. But I've also seen them in Kalamazoo, Michigan, and Chicago, and twice in Kalamazoo, Michigan, actually, when I lived there many, many years ago. So where else? Is there anybody out there that has seen them in Rio or Santiago or anywhere else? I'm interested in seeing. So
This
in this case, in this song, since it's a story, in this song, the guy knows that he's being marched out through the courtyard. He knows he's being hanged for a crime, whether he was guilty or not. At this point, it's irrelevant. He knows he's going to die. The rest of us, although we technically know we're dying because we're all going to die eventually, we don't all know when we're going to die. So what I want to make sure is that we have our spiritual house in order, so when we die, we don't die and go, place we don't want to go. So my prayer for you is that you would know God and you would know Jesus and you would know them and have a righteousness or a right standing with God, not based on your good works, because our good works aren't that great. They're not perfect and they're mixed in with bad things. But our right standing with God is based on grace and faith through what Christ did for us when he walked the earth. So he came to earth perfect, basically showed us how to live life sinless, and his reward for that was to be beat up, whipped, scourged, crucified, killed, buried, and then he rose again. And God accepted the sacrifice of Jesus for our penalty for our sin. So our sins are judged in Christ, as long as we put our faith in him and what he did and submit our lives to him. So that's my prayer for you, is that you would consider that and embrace that. So thank you for joining me today on Sola Melodica. If you found value in this video today, please like it, subscribe, share, whatever, comment, and I will see you again soon. We have one more Iron Maiden video to do, and it will be one with Paul Diano, and I will not have Bruce sing that one. I'll find one with him because there's plenty of good things out there quality-wise. So blessings to you, blessings to your family, stay safe, and I will see you again soon with a new video.